You know, last night, okay, first of all, I just downloaded the torrent for TLC. Now, even if I ordered it, even if I would have ordered TLC, it wouldn't have mattered because I wasn't going to be here to watch it. Flat out, I wasn't going to be here to watch it. But when I got home last night, I did read the results. I did read the results. And after I read the results, I will say that it seemed on paper, it was kind of a 50-50 pay-per-view. Some good, some bad. But when I also watched some people talk about it, I was watching something from Sean's View Entertainment, and I'll provide the link to the video down below. And Sean basically said there was already speculation going around that Randy Orton wasn't supposed to win. Yeah, you heard me right. Speculation abound, according to Sean's View Entertainment, that Randy Orton was not supposed to win. That was the speculation by a lot of fans. That was the speculation. But then again, it does kind of tie into the fact that John Cena did not show up at the Tribute to the Troops taping without the belt. So, logically or non-logically, it doesn't matter. Again, like I said, logically or non-logically, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is this. From what Sean was speculating last night, well, not Sean, but what Sean was saying last night was basically fans were online fans, online insiders and all that, was speculating on the fact that Randy wasn't supposed to win last night. Now what happened at the end was kind of like optional. It was like, okay, John's not getting up, he's out cold, what do I do? Just option out and just say, just get the belt and end the match like that. Because from what Sean said, and then I heard what Jeff had to say on his OTR Central review of TLC, you have Randy just standing there, looking up, looking down, wondering, and just standing there for a little bit. Almost like he was waiting for Cena to get back up, climb up, knock him down, and get the belts. Well, logical storyline or not, the fact is, real or not, basically, Randy, I guess, was booked to be champion. Because if you do go back in history, if you do go back, not 50 years, but if you go back all the way to 2001, basically 12 years ago this month, not 11 years because they were separate, but 12 years ago this month, when we had something similar happen at Vengeance. The last time the belts were officially unified was when Chris Jericho became champion. That was the last time, and Chris Jericho won it when he became a heel again. That's right, Chris Jericho was a heel. After spending a majority of 2001, a majority of 2001, and basically the first few months, basically the last half of basically the majority of 2000, for a year and a half, almost 2 years, Chris Jericho was a face. That's what he was. And the only other time he spent as a heel was, before that, was when he debuted in 1999, the later half of that year. But the thing is, that was the last time, 12 years ago, was when the titles were unified. That was the last time. And it was a heel that won. So logically, from a business sense, Randy winning the championships makes sense because he's a heel. You know, he's a guy that literally has has the power behind him now. So from a logical booking sense, it makes sense that you have Randy Orton on top. That you have Randy Orton being the heel that he is right now, being the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. But here's where I'm guessing some fans are speculating that it's not logical. Here's why. Because when you have Randy Orton, who sees John is down, looking up, you think Randy would see John's down, looks up real quickly, and just, because we've seen that before, they'll look down, they'll see an opportunity, and they'll just grab the belts and be done with it. Just like people do with Money in the Bank. They'll just see somebody's down, grab the briefcase, that's it. But here's where some fans feel is a little illogic and they're speculating. They say Randy took a little too long of a time. Took longer than, let's say, Damien Sandow took to get the briefcase. Took a longer time than, let's say Randy Orton took when he won his briefcase. I mean, when people look at Money in the Bank and then you compare it to this, people will say that Randy took a shorter time getting the briefcase at MITV than he did getting both the world title and the WWE title. So what fans are speculating and assuming is the fact that Randy was almost like waiting, and basically, I guess this is something that gets done in wrestling a lot, or very rarely at times, is when somebody is booked to go up and become champion, and yet that individual is just out cold or in a capacity to where he can't do anything because he's either injured or he's knocked out, then you got to basically go with the backup option, and that's for you, the person that's supposed to job, the person that's supposed to lose, to become the winner. And apparently this is something that's planned out for every match. And this was obviously something that happened last night. I guess as fans are speculating, fans are speculating that when John went through the table, some speculate that he was knocked out to the point that Randy had to go with the backup plan, that he was just waiting and then realized he's got to implement the backup plan and say, okay, he's not getting up, what do I do? And then he probably went with the back. Some people might say he's thinking, well, what do I do? These guys plan these things ahead. They know what they're doing. So he probably realized, okay, I got to go with the backup plan because he's not getting up. So he went with the backup plan and became champion. That's what some people are speculating. So the question is still going to be arrived. It's still going to be asked. Was he meant to be champion? Was he supposed to become champion last night? And that's something that might be asked for a while and then dropped, whatever. But it's always going to be something. It's like when some people watch, certain matches, and not just in WWE, but TNA and Ring of Honor and CZW and all that, they're all going to wonder why this happened when it was originally booked that this guy was going to win. Or it seemed that this guy was booked to win. It's always, people are going to always ask that question. So the question, obviously, like the video is asking, was Randy Orton supposed to win at TLC? That's the question. So let me know what you guys think down below. Video response if you like. Comment if you will. And I'll talk to you all later. I'm probably going to upload this camera now. Peace out.